Hi guys, Spartan765. Today I'm doing another video based upon a question I got asked by a viewer. And his question was, when I go to zero my rifle, when I get home I take my rifle apart and clean it and then take it back to the range and it loses its zero. Like the zero being off slightly to the right, left, up or down, only a few centimeters or so, like 2 or 3 at 100 meters. And he's asking, why is my rifle losing zero? And then I have to re-zero it. Okay, now, I sent him a message back asking, when you say take apart the gun, how do you take it apart? This guy, every time he cleans his rifle, he takes the stock off the gun, off the barrel, which is completely unnecessary. When you do that, unless you tighten the screws exactly as they were tightened before, you will lose your zero on most rifles. Some rifles are pickier than others. Some militaries and gun manufacturers even made it so like the actual soldiers could not remove the stock from the gun. It had to be done by an armorer. Now today in this video series we're going to go over certain rifles, basically your standard World War II rifles. This particular rifle was in Lee Enfield SMLE that the guy was talking about, and the Lee Enfield SMLE is up there with the rifles that get pretty touchy if you take the stock off, or the forehand anyway, forearm, because if you'll notice about the Lee Enfields is they got the the 3-part stock. They got the back end, and they got the forearm, and they got the handguard. Now the SMLEs are kind of touchy because you take those apart and you put them back together, unless you tighten that barrel band that where the sling is. If you tighten that too much or you don't tighten it enough, that could put uneven stresses, which could screw up your accuracy in your front barrel band that holds the bayonet, or the bayonet hooks on, that flat part that's flush with the barrel. If that's not put on correctly, exactly as it was, you'll lose your accuracy. Another gun that's kind of like that, in the fact that, in that type of sense, is the MOS 36. This rifle is the pickiest bastard I've ever seen for keeping its accuracy if you take the stock off. This rifle is so picky like that this is the one I was talking about, the MOS 36. The French actually made it so you had to have a special screwdriver to take your front barrel band off and your sling off, because they did not want the soldiers taking their stocks off. As far as the front part goes, the back part, this being a 3-piece stock just like the Enfield, you could use a regular screw to take that off, but they didn't want their soldiers taking these off because the rifles would lose their zero because of the uneven stresses in the barrel. Oh shit. Hello? Yeah, I'll be there at about 9. Oh, it's irritating. She's such a bitch. Okay, now, then, rifles that and then some militaries made it so it was easier to, you could take your stock off and still keep the zero, because they had, the Mauser series of rifles has what they call locking screws. That has 3 positions on it. So you tighten the screw back to where you think it would, where it started to get tight, and there's a little screw you twist to lock it there. So this one you could take apart very easily and put back together without affecting the accuracy of it. This one here is this one here